Every night on Earth comes from a theft that was never forgiven and never undone. Prometheus didn't just steal fire, he paid for it every single day for 3,000 years. This is the real story of the god who chose eternal torture so that you could flip a light switch without thinking. This is how humanity bought its future with someone else's liver.
Prometheus watched the humans shiver, not metaphorically. He could see their actual bodies, fragile, limited, mortal in ways that made them exquisite, huddled against cold they had no answer for. They'd learned to shape stone, to weave plant fibers, to organize themselves into something resembling community. But night came, and they were still prey. He'd been observing for centuries, watching them almost figure it out dozens of times. One would get close. Notice how lightning left smoldering wood, how the smoke changed when certain leaves burned. But then they'd die, and the almost knowledge would scatter back to nothing. The humans could shape the physical world with shocking ingenuity, but they couldn't hold patterns across generations. Knowledge kept dissolving back into ignorance. The gods didn't have this problem. Gods were patterns. Athena didn't learn strategy. She was strategy given form. Zeus didn't wield lightning. He was the principle of divine authority making itself physical through electrical violence. Fire belonged to the gods, not his possession but his nature. Hephaestus was forge work itself. The flame in his workshop wasn't a tool he used. It was him thinking with heat. Giving fire to humans would mean making divine pattern available to mortal flesh. It would mean ideas that lived forever in godly consciousness, now depending on humans to maintain them, generation by generation, each one dying and forcing the next to remember. Zeus had been clear, absolutely not. Prometheus went anyway. The theft wasn't dramatic. He simply walked into Hephaestus's workshop, not sneaking, walking openly, because gods don't hide from each other, and took a coal from the eternal flame, wrapped it in fennel stalk that wouldn't burn through immediately, carried it down the mountain like it was his to give, because he'd decided it was. The human who received it, some early ancestor, whose name dissolved into the thousands who came after, stared at the burning coal with an expression Prometheus had never seen on a mortal face. Not gratitude, not awe, recognition, like the human had been waiting for exactly this, had known something was missing, and now the absence had shape. The human cupped hands around the flame, protecting it with a care that suggested they understood. This could go out. This would need to be maintained. It will try to die, Prometheus said. You'll have to feed it. Teach others to feed it. Never let it fully extinguish. The human nodded, already moving to add kindling, already calling others over, already beginning the work of making the gift permanent. Prometheus felt the shift immediately, not in himself, in the structure of reality. Fire had been metaphysical principle made briefly physical through divine will. Now it was physical fact that humans were making metaphysical, turning heat and light into concepts, into meaning, into the thing that separated us from them. The idea humans deserve fire had just become load-bearing in both realms. Zeus couldn't simply rescind it anymore. It was embedded in physical reality now, being maintained by physical beings, generating metaphysical meaning that fed back into divine awareness. The theft was complete, irrevocable. Prometheus felt Zeus's attention snap toward him like a door slamming shut. They came for him at dawn. Hephaestus did the actual forging bitter irony that the god of craftsmanship would craft the punishment for the one who'd shared craft. The chains were specific, unbreakable, yes, but also alive somehow, aware of their purpose, tightening when he struggled and loosening when he accepted. The rock they chained him to was in the Caucasus, far from Olympus but visible from it. Symbolic placement, outcast but observed. The stone was cold and rough, and Prometheus could feel how it would wear against his divine flesh over centuries. Gods didn't bleed easily, but persistent pressure against immortal skin would teach it how. Zeus delivered the sentence personally. You stole from us. You weakened the boundary that keeps gods separate from mortals. You gave them access to something they weren't ready for. Prometheus met his eyes. They were ready. You just wanted them kept cold. They'll burn themselves, they'll burn each other, they'll burn the world. Probably, Prometheus agreed, but they'll do it learning. They'll make mistakes and remember the mistakes, and teach their children to make different mistakes. That's what you never understood. They can iterate in ways we can't. Zeus's expression didn't change. Then you'll iterate with them. Every day the eagle comes, every night you heal. We'll see how permanent your gift really is. The eagle arrived at noon the first day. Prometheus heard it before he saw it. The wing beats heavy, purposeful, nothing like natural birds. This was something Zeus had made specifically for this work. When it landed on his chest, talons piercing just enough to anchor itself, he saw its eyes had the blank focus of divine will given wings. It lowered its beak to his abdomen. The first strike was almost curious, testing resistance, finding the place where divine flesh was softest. Then it began eating in earnest. Prometheus had experienced pain before. He'd been in the Titanomachy, had taken wounds from weapons forged to kill gods, but those were clean. Damage that either healed or didn't. Single events you could mark and move past. This was maintenance. The eagle ate with methodical patience, pulling out viscera that regenerated as soon as it was removed. The liver specifically, not because Zeus was being literary, but because the liver was where gods processed divine essence, where metaphysical pattern became physical fuel. Eating it meant consuming the very mechanism that kept Prometheus alive as a pattern, and it regenerated because he was immortal. Because gods don't die, they persist. The mechanism that made him unkillable now guaranteed he could be killed daily. The eagle ate until sunset, then flew away without ceremony. Prometheus hung in the chains, feeling his body reconstructing itself. Not healing, but rebuilding. The liver growing back, the vessels reconnecting, the divine essence flowing again. By midnight, he was intact. By dawn, the eagle would return. He could feel the fire burning in human camps, scattered across the world below. Still burning, maintained by mortal hands. Still his. The gift was holding. Days became weeks, became years, became centuries. The eagle arrived every noon like clockwork. Prometheus learned its rhythm intimately. The approach, the landing, the first strike always in the same place. His body learned too, flinching before the pain arrived, tensing in anticipation of the violation it could never prevent. The chains wore grooves in his wrists and ankles. Divine flesh can't scar. It resets to its original pattern every time it regenerates. But the chains were there constantly, every moment, and even immortal tissue started remembering their shape. He watched the world below. Watched humans master fire in ways that would have horrified Zeus. They didn't just cook food in warm caves, they developed relationships with flame. Learned its moods, its preferences, its tendency to spread or concentrate. Built entire cosmologies around it, made it sacred, fought wars over who controlled the best flames. They burned themselves regularly. Learned respect through scars. They burned each other occasionally. Learned cruelty. They burned forests and prairies, and sometimes each other's settlements. Learned consequence. And they remembered the learning. Passed it down, each generation adding to the collective knowledge of what fire could do, what it cost to maintain, what it meant to be creatures who could hold the same force that lived in the sun. The fire multiplied, not just physically, though yes, there were thousands of flames now where there had been one, but metaphysically. Every time a human looked into fire and saw something beyond heat and light, saw meaning, saw the divine made accessible, saw the boundary between God and mortal proven permeable, the idea got stronger. Humans deserve this. That thought was now carved into reality at both ends. Gods couldn't simply rescind it, because mortals were actively maintaining it, feeding it fuel, breathing it to life every dawn. And mortals couldn't abandon it because it was too useful, too transformative, too embedded in their growing definition of what made them human. The daily suffering was the bridge. Prometheus's liver being eaten and regenerating. The idea being tested and proved here, the gift being renewed across every human fire. As long as he suffered physically, the metaphysical concept stayed physically anchored. Zeus could punish but couldn't undo. The theft was permanent. 3,000 years in, Hephaestus visited. He limped up the mountain path. Even gods who'd been broken stayed broken in the ways that mattered. Stood at a distance, studying his own chains, his own work. "They're good," Prometheus said, voice rough from centuries of screaming at noon. "You've always been good." Hephaestus didn't respond immediately. Watched the eagle circle above, waiting for its appointed time. "I could have made them flawed," he said finally. "Could have built in a weakness, a key. a way for you to eventually work free. Zeus wouldn't have noticed. I'm better at craft than he is at observation. I know. I didn't. I know that too. Hephaestus's jaw tightened. They're burning each other now. Not accidentally, deliberately. They've made weapons from your gift. Yes. They've made torture from it. Yes. Was it worth it? Prometheus looked down at the world below, at the sprawl of human settlement, the countless fires, the smoke rising from forges where they were learning to work metal, to improve tools, to build technologies that would let them reshape the physical world in ways no other mortal creature could. They're making, he said. They're not just surviving anymore, they're creating, destroying, rebuilding. They're testing their own boundaries, seeing what they can do, learning from every failure. They're becoming something other than smart animals, something that can hold patterns across generations and improve them by burning each other. Sometimes, yes, they're mortal. They learn through pain because they don't have eternity to theorize. Prometheus met Hephaestus's eyes. Like you did, like I'm doing now. Hephaestus looked away first. Zeus thinks you'll break eventually, that after enough millennia of this you'll admit it was wrong, beg for release, accept that some boundaries exist for a reason. Zeus doesn't understand wounds, Prometheus said. He's never been broken, never had to build something from pieces while the pieces were still bleeding. You and I know sometimes what looks like damage is actually specification. The eagle eating my liver isn't destroying me, it's defining me. I'm becoming the god whose suffering maintains mortal fire. That's not punishment, that's function. The eagle screamed above them. It's time, Hephaestus said. I know. It will keep being time. Every day, forever, probably. Yes, Hephaestus turned to leave, then paused. They tell stories about you down there. The humans. They've made you into something complicated. Hero and martyr and trickster all at once. They understand you gave them something Zeus wanted kept. And they know it cost you, they honor that. Do they honor it enough to maintain the fires? They've never let them go out. Not once in 3,000 years. Prometheus smiled as the eagle descended. Then it's working. The suffering continued because it had to. Not as punishment, as maintenance. Every day the eagle came and ate and left. Every night the body reconstructed. Every dawn Prometheus woke to the same chains, the same stone, the same price. And every dawn humans woke to fire. They didn't know why, didn't understand the connection, didn't need to. The mechanism worked whether they comprehended it or not. God had chosen to anchor divine principle in ongoing physical cost, had made the metaphysical gift permanent by tying it to a body that could suffer but not die, ensuring the suffering renewed the gift perpetually. Prometheus hung from his rock and watched humanity rise, watched them make art with fire, cook elaborate meals, forge weapons and tools and eventually entire civilizations around the controlled flame, watched them fuck it up regularly, burn themselves and each other, and sometimes whole regions. Watch them learn, adapt, pass the learning forward. The fire spread because he was chained. The knowledge deepened because he suffered. The gift remained because the cost was paid daily. Zeus never understood. For him, power was about control, about maintaining hierarchy, about gods above and mortals below with clear boundaries between. He thought chaining Prometheus was enforcing that order. He'd actually done the opposite. By making the suffering eternal, Zeus had made the gift eternal. The chains weren't preventing the theft, they were completing it. Every day the punishment renewed was another day the fire couldn't be taken back. Prometheus had won by losing permanently. The eagle arrived at noon. The liver regenerated at midnight. The fires burned without ceasing. And in the space between God and mortal held open by daily agony, humans learned to make themselves into something that could hold divine fire in merely mortal hands. The price was paid. The work continued. The gift remained. Eventually, Heracles would come with his arrows and his half-divine strength. Would kill the eagle, break the chains, carry Prometheus down from the mountain. Zeus would allow it, not from mercy, but because after sufficient millennia, even gods admit when a point's been made. But that's a different story. This one is about the 3,000 years before release, the 3,000 years when fire spread across the world, maintained by mortal hands, anchored by divine suffering, permanent because someone chose to make it so. The wound as workshop, the theft as gift, the price paid daily so others could wake to warmth, Some fires require eternal tending. Prometheus understood that from the beginning. That's why he chose the rock.